Good afternoon. Welcome to the first Red Carpet Luncheon of 2014. It's great to see so many people here, especially on this slightly snowy day. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to ask Kim Munifo and her assistant if they will come forward for the prayer and pledge.
In honor of our focus on education today, I'd like to highlight the Hamilton Community Foundation's Start Ready Preschool for All initiative, a public and non-for-profit collaboration aimed at providing preschool for all of our preschool-age children in the city of Hamilton. What better way to honor education than to draw attention to the importance of how it begins. So today, our prayer will be given with a YMCA preschooler, my daughter, Rosalie Munifo. This is an interactive prayer, so I would please request all of you to participate. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I can. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Lay them in your lap.
God our Father, God our Father, thank you for food and fun family, and your love you may eat.
Thank you.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I welcome Kenny Craig, the CEO and President of the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce.
Well, on behalf of the Chamber, again, welcome to the first Red Carpet Luncheon of 2014. I want to start by thanking the Chamber's Centennial sustaining sponsors that help us do what we do throughout the entire year. And if you're here today, and I think somebody's here representing all these organizations, please stand if you're representing one of our sustaining Centennial sponsors. The City of Hamilton, I think I see some folks back here. You need one of the chairs? Yeah. Fort Hamilton Hospital. And Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital. Let's give them a hand. Also would like to thank our event sponsor today, Butler Tech. Let's give them a hand. Special thanks to TV Hamilton and the Journal News for covering this event today. Now today we'll hear about the state of the schools, how our educational institutions are preparing students for the future. How important is this to the Chamber and the business community? Well, according to the U.S. Chamber, 40% of U.S. companies planning to hire new employees had openings lasting longer than 6 months or longer this past year. 60% of U.S. employers report that candidates applying for jobs lack the necessary skills to fill available positions. It doesn't all lie upon the shoulders of our educational institutions, but we have to work in partnership to do a better job. Now, last week I joined several others who were asked to speak at the Ohio Means Jobs Butler County rebranding ceremony. At the conclusion of my comments, I said this and I repeat it today. The top concerns I hear from businesses are all workforce related. Hiring the right people, training current employees, and concerns about the next generation of workers. These concerns will continue to be a challenge for many of us who are attempting to grow and maintain the economy. We know we must all work together to address these concerns. And at the Chamber, we believe that we must do our part to connect the business community with the educational providers so they can hear firsthand of the real workforce needs of our businesses. This is a key reason why I serve on the Hamilton City Schools Business Advisory Council, just met this morning. I also serve on the Butler Tech Business Advisory Council. I think we meet next week. Is that right, Bill? And I serve on the Miami University Hamilton Citizens Advisory Council. I can't remember when our next meeting is, but sometime in March. February? Okay. Now, our speakers today represent a critical part of the work that ultimately prepares students for the workforce. Today, we'll hear from Bill Miller, Superintendent and CEO of Butler Tech, Brian Pendergast, Principal of Baden High School, Janet Baker, Superintendent of the Hamilton City Schools, and Mike Pratt, Associate Provost and Dean of the New College of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences on the Miami regional campuses. And with that, I'll begin the program by introducing Bill Miller, Superintendent and CEO of Butler Tech. Bill, please join me.
I'd like to start first of all by thanking, if everybody from Butler Tech could just wave at the crowd and say hello. Thank everybody for being here today. I appreciate that a lot. This is my 34th year in education. So for those of you who are around my age, I want to start by making you comfortable. Comfortable is you are my classroom, which means I'm going to go back and this is a chalkboard. I love a chalkboard. They're hard to find anymore, but I love a chalkboard. I noticed that some of you were loitering out in the atrium. I have demerits. You were there before the bell rang. I have a problem. Bells run my school. The chalkboard is my technology. I noticed that some of you on this side of the room when you came in took out personal technology. That's bad in the classroom. Put that away. I noticed some of you over here off task, laughing, having great fun. That's bad in my classroom. Stop laughing, get on task. All of you need to open your books to page 272. Every one of you today will be on the same page. Every one of you today will be doing the same 15 problems. Every one of you will have the same homework. Historically, that's where a lot of you have come from. That's where you are comfortable. Education is no longer that picture. And at Butler Tech, we are trying to be progressive and moving forward with where education is going. I have a term that Bill Salazzo hates with a passion. He is my marketing person, but I will tell you that you can Google this now and get a lot of hits, and it is messy education. We at Butler Tech are going to provide students a messy education. By that I mean we are going to personalize their education. We are going to have buildings, we are going to have pods within buildings where I do not have bells. I do not have fixed schedules. I do not have rows in my classrooms. It will be run in a highly flexible manner. It will be run based on real-time data. It will be run based on your needs today, right now. I will personalize where you're at. I will pace what you're ready to pace, and I will provide what we are calling more and different. So that as I take you through this process, if it's not working with this methodology, I will give you more, I will give you different, I will try to, for the best that I can do, guarantee your success. The way that we're going to go about messy education is emphasizing two main pieces. The first is what is called predictable learning. Predictable learning is that which is your knowledge base, that which is your very foundation. Only we're going to do this with a high emphasis on technology. And a lot of what I've seen so far in technology is basically the chalkboard on a computer. It's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about simulations where you go in and experience what it is you're learning. There's a lot of brain research now on gaming. If you go on technology now, it's going to be highly interactive, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be in the world that all of your kids go before they walk in your door at school, and then when they walk out the door, it's what they're living. I'm going to educate them through that. It's how their brains work now. We're going to put that in front of them. Highly stimulating, and grab them, build that base. Once I have that base, we're going to move over into the unpredictable side. The unpredictable side, for those of you who are interested in the job market, is what you need to be hearing about. Because I'm going to put these students into unpredictable, real-world situations and problems. I'm going to make them thinkers. I'm going to make them speakers. I'm going to make them writers. The goal of coming to Butler Tech, the goal of Messy Education, is that no matter what you throw at our students, both from a career side and from a Common Core, the core pieces, no matter what you throw in front of them, they'll be able to see what's coming at them, pull from multiple different formats, make good decisions, and produce something that's going to be viable in any kind of a situation. What we at Butler Tech is trying not to do is to become testing centers. And if you read the national pieces right now and you read the state pieces, there's big battles over the Common Core and a national curriculum. There are big battles right now over highly rigorous end-of-course exams, who should take them, who should not take them, and those kinds of talks like that. The thrust of Messy Education is not me getting students ready for a test. It's getting them ready to move into the job market and be successful, and then continue their education or move directly into a higher level of education, such that when the test comes, they will have an exceptional chance of being part of the test and being successful, but it's not what I'm about. I'm about employment with continued education, or I'm about higher education and moving on. Messy Education is personalized. Messy Education has real-time current data. Messy Education lets you progress at your own rate. Messy Education has IT as the constant through the whole thing, and it forces you to be a thinker, it forces you to be a writer, it forces you to be a speaker. That's the direction that we're going at Butler Tech. That's the direction that I believe education overall is going. Now, what we have that's really exciting at Butler Tech is that we are going to open a building in August of 2015. We have property, we have 24 acres on I-75 at Cincinnati-Dayton Road. We're going to open a bioscience building that's going to have initially an emphasis on biomedicine with a biomedical tint to it, and that building is going to drive Messy Education. It's going to look different than any building you walked into. It's going to be run differently than any building you walked into. And it's going to produce students who are going to be ready to come out into the world of work and give you what you're looking for. No matter what it is you want to demand from them, they're going to be ready to take on that challenge. We're extremely excited about the building out on 75. We have 24 acres. We have room for others, so we are seeking partners. We also have an association with the other 140 acres that are right next to ours. So I'm looking at 160 acres, prime territory, right on 75. Ultimately, our hope is that we will have two pieces on 75. One is I would like an educational exit right there at the Cincinnati-Dayton Road. I would like for students to be able to go from 11th and 12th grade, secondary, into my adult world, see the possibilities in moving into an associate's degree, and from the associate's degree, moving into a 4-year piece and a bachelor's degree. I would like representations on that from all of those entities that would be able to support me in that and make that happen. I have an education exit. Other entities on 75 will be what I call value-added businesses. And again, in very simple terms, this becomes, I want something that looks like a hospital, smells like a hospital, feels like a hospital. It's a biomedical tint. So as my students are learning, they're getting this Messy Education, they're becoming thinkers, speakers, and writers. They can step out into these businesses and immediately apply those skills. If I can get that value-added piece, they will never forget their learning, and they'll be able to apply it at a level that you might not see from a lot of other kids. I believe, and of course I'm biased and I'm paid to be biased, but if you can come into Butler Tech and I can get that mesh of career technical education, that passion that you have, if you want to be a welder, you want to be in exercise science, you want to be a fireman, you have a passion, and I can link the career piece with the Common Core, I'm going to demand more of you. It's going to be at a higher level, and I will put out someone who will be ready to step into your workforce and be successful. 75 is there. We're seeking partners, and we're extremely excited about that piece. Typically in these, people like to talk data. I have 1 minute of data. On the secondary side of Butler Tech, we serve over 12,000 students. We serve them in 22 different buildings. At the end of our career technical courses, they're required to take assessments to show that they're ready to move into the workforce. We have a 90% passage rate on those career technical skills. I'll challenge you to go to the Ohio Department of Education website and find a greater passage rate on those assessments than what we have at Butler Tech. We're very excited about that level of preparedness. We have 42% of our students who are getting dual credit. They're coming out with college credit, either articulated or college credit, and we have a graduation rate of 97%. But for me, Butler Tech is not about numbers. Butler Tech is about people. So very quickly, Aaron, if you would stand up. If you would like to see an example of messy education, Aaron is the... I will tell you, when I told Erin I was going to have her stand up, she was extremely excited about this opportunity. Erin is our principal at the School of the Arts. The School of the Arts is now in the Old Journal News Building in downtown Hamilton. We're extremely excited about the positioning of that and working with Hamilton. But if you would like to see today an example of messy education, she's running it. She is building in a School of the Arts through dance and the arts and those kinds of things like that. Last year, her students came out with $1 million in scholarships. While it's a School of the Arts, she is producing thinkers, speakers, and writers. They're doing great things. They have a highly flexible schedule. They have no bells. They use that building differently than most of what you're going to see in a lot of other places. If you want to see messy education, see Erin today. She will set up a tour, and I believe you'll be impressed. Thank you. My last piece is that Butler Tech is about people. It's not about numbers, it's not about programs, it's about people. And if Cheryl Brackman would stand up for just 1 second, please. And that is Cheryl standing up. I just want to point that out. The reason that I'm saying it that way is because I do approximately 28 graduations a year, because between the adult side and the secondary side, we do a lot of that. The last graduation that I went to was a heating and cooling graduation. When I walked in, I was kind of startled. There was a man who looked like a linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals who had his arms around Cheryl. I mean, he had a hold of her and he had a hold of her. To the point where I was concerned. When I got over, the verbiage that he was using was, "Thank you, you have saved my life." This gentleman was 42 years old. He was at his first graduation from an educational institution. He brought his sons, he brought his mom, he brought his grandma, he brought his aunt. Cheryl took the time with a student who had difficulties with getting there, passing, becoming successful. She put the time in, she assisted him, he has graduated, he is fully employed, and he was a person who was more proud on that night than anybody I've seen in a long time. So I can give you numbers, I can give you programs, but if you want the state of Butler Tech is about her at a graduation getting a hug from a linebacker. It's what we do, and we do it well. Thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce the principal from Baden High School.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club, Lindenwold Kiwanis, and the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to speak to you today. It's an honor and privilege to spend some time with you talking about Baden High School. As you'll hear today, students in Butler County, and specifically in Hamilton, have great educational opportunities, whether it's through Butler Tech, Hamilton City Schools, or Baden High School, and moving on to Miami University, Hamilton. The world that we live in is ever-changing. The situations and issues we face are complex and require us to use problem solving, collaboration with a wide variety of people, and utilize resources in ways we never thought of 10 or 15 years ago. As a result, as you heard from Bill, the world of education has changed also. We must prepare our students not only for the world of today, but equip them with the tools and resources to tackle the issues of the world that they will live in the future. In order to accomplish this goal and make sure we're preparing our students to be successful, Badin High School underwent a strategic planning process last year. This process allowed us to develop our vision to be the model for all Catholic high schools as we profoundly shape the way students think, achieve, serve, and lead. Academics obviously is the #1 priority of the strategic plan, with several focused objectives that will assure that we are fulfilling our vision. This year, we have invested many hours in professional development, preparing our faculty for the Common Core. We've partnered with Butler County Education Service Center to provide engaging, meaningful professional development. After each session, the faculty reflects on the topic that was presented, determines how that topic can be utilized in their classroom, and what area that they would like to research to expand on that topic. We've brought in subject matter experts in math, science, English, and social studies to meet with those departments to provide pointed, subject-specific professional development. Working with these experts has confirmed the strengths we knew we already had and has provided the opportunity for our faculty to stretch themselves to become even better educators. Badin's curriculum is built to strongly support STEM education, allowing for students to take as many as 11 math and science units in just 4 years. We continue to expand our iPad program as teachers find new and innovative ways to create projects, complete assessments, and communicate with each other. Teachers hold study sessions using their iPad on FaceTime, present lessons via podcasts, and implement flipped classroom approaches to challenge and engage students in ways we couldn't before. We're working with local colleges to expand our dual credit offerings. Next year, we'll be adding an online personal finance course, allowing students to receive dual credit from the University of Cincinnati. We've also partnered with Xavier University for several courses. We'll be expanding our AP program to allow more students the opportunity to receive college credit during their high school years. In the area of technology, we'll be introducing robotics and game theory and design. We'll be adding a curriculum director next year, a position that will allow us to remain on the forefront of education and assure that our curriculum is preparing our students for their future, post-secondary education. Even though we're a comprehensive school, serving students on individual education plans and working with students that are taking AP level courses, our curriculum prepares all students to pursue an education beyond high school. 96% of our students go on to college. That's the expectation not only of our students, but of our families. Currently, our senior class is in the process of applying to a large number of colleges and universities. As of today, the senior class has amassed over $8 million in academic scholarship offers. One student in particular has had over $1 million in academic scholarship herself. A very impressive and deserving recognition for an outstanding student. Last night, we honored 26 academically gifted incoming freshmen who were invited to join our Scholar Leader Academy. We are excited to see how these students will flourish and excel at Badin High School over the next 4 years. Another priority of our strategic plan is our facilities. In recent years, you've heard me talk about how we've heavily invested in our facilities. This past summer, we replaced all the windows in the building, a much needed improvement since the windows were the original single pane aluminum windows from 1966, not very energy efficient. We will be constructing a new lab to promote STEM education and other initiatives. Tonight, we are meeting with a few firms as part of the process of creating a campus master plan. One firm will be selected to help us examine how we can renovate our current facilities and look for opportunities to expand in order to create the campus of the future for our students. We will continue to expand our arts and music program. Our music program has really grown over the last several years. Our rock ensemble is one of a kind and has been able to perform in a variety of events, including the opening day parade for the Cincinnati Reds. It's been a very exciting year for Badin sports also. Our athletic teams have experienced great success. During the fall season, several teams reached the district and regional levels at the state tournament. Our ladies soccer team, though, brought home the state championship, coming back from a 2-0 deficit at halftime to capture the title. Once again, our students continue to excel in and out of the classroom. We are the only Catholic high school in Butler County, and that gives us a unique opportunity to help students develop in their faith. 85% of our students are Catholic. Since we do have students from a wide variety of faiths, it's our job to make sure each student grows in his or her own personal faith. Retreats and community service opportunities are a key component to our school. Our students are active members of our community, and they use their gifts and talents to help others. Most weekends, you'll see students of ours at the Hamilton Community or the Front Street Presbyterian Community Meal Center. Recently, one of our sophomores, Jackie Nolker, took it upon herself to lead and organize a Thanksgiving meal for those that are less fortunate at the Community Meal Center. She solicited volunteers to cook turkeys and all the sides for about 400 individuals. Jackie puts our motto into action: serving God, serving others. The students are the focus at Baden High School. The connection that they make between themselves and with the faculty and staff is simply amazing. When you ask our students what's the number one thing they love about Baden, it's the family atmosphere that exists. They are part of the Baden family, a family that is there to support, encourage, and challenge them to reach their fullest potential. We're extremely proud of our current and former students, our alumni. When I was here 2 years ago for the first time, I stood here and said we had 450 students and we were hoping to reach 500. This year we have 520 students. Enrollment continues to grow each and every year, and we fully expect this trend to continue. We have students coming to Baden High School from 23 zip codes. We continue to expand our reach throughout the region. This is a direct result of the terrific faculty and staff we have, the excellent students who attend Baden, and the supportive parents and alumni who promote Baden in the community and to prospective families. Baden High School will be inspiring young men and women to achieve their best, live the faith, and lead the future for many years to come. If you haven't been to Baden recently, please stop in. We'd love to show you what great opportunities lie in the halls of Baden High and what the Baden family is all about. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students of Baden High, I would like to thank all the community members here today for their support and encouragement you provide our school. Thank you for your time today, and God bless. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Hamilton City Schools, Mrs. Janet Baker.
Last week, I was getting ready for work and listening to NBR, my kind of morning routine, and they were talking about the 12th anniversary of the No Child Left Behind education bill. And it took me right back to that day in January 2002 when many of us sitting in this room today gathered at Hamilton High School to sign that bill into law. And I thought back of all the school districts in the entire nation. President Bush chose our district and Hamilton, Ohio, as a model for the spirit of that new bill. A model of high-quality educational opportunity for all students. But you know, what I remember most about that day was not that we were in the national spotlight, but rather that politicians and educators and families and business leaders and community members and students braved the cold, came together in one place, declaring education as the top priority in our city. There was an energy and a passion and excitement that made that day special for everyone in Hamilton and becomes a part of Hamilton's special history. But some 12 years later, the spirit of the bill and public education remain unchanged. Hamilton is a diverse urban community, and the school district must provide equality of opportunity for every student. In fact, America's future walks through the doors of our classrooms every single day. That means that our learning opportunities must be rigorous and enriching enough to build the intellectual capital that we need here in Hamilton, Ohio, to better this community. So, how do we do that? What's the part of the school district? Let's think about our investments. Leadership. I have always believed that the strength of any school district lies in the strength of the leaders, and I thank mine for being here today. This district has put together an administrative leadership team, an outstanding staff that I can tell you is second to none. They have been handpicked for their competence, for their caring, and for their character. Buildings. We haven't invested $250 million in new educational facilities that continue to be a source of pride for this entire community. In fact, our enrollment has increased over 350 students since our new elementary schools opened. Technology, and you've already heard about that. Technology is changing lives and it's changing our world. In 2013, our district purchased over 3,000 pieces of new technology. And I have to tell you, that adoption has been pretty amazing to watch. Picture a group of Hamilton High students learning about the healthcare debate through articles from the Washington Post or the New York Times. Elementary students advancing through math at their own pace, and then emailing their teacher if they have a question in the evening. Rich, personalized learning is happening every day in our classrooms through the infusion of technology. In fact, just this second semester, we kicked off a Bring Your Own Device initiative in grades 9 through 12. What does that do? Hamilton students are responsibly learning to use technology academically, but more importantly, preparing themselves to compete globally. Literacy. We just invested $200,000 in new trade books to be used in our classrooms. We're focused on literacy, and we believe, like others have mentioned, that our students need to be stronger readers, writers, and speakers. It's also our goal to have every student in our district meet the state's new third grade reading guarantee. Early childhood education. I think we saw the perfect example of that today with the prayer. We have invested heavily in early childhood education. Hamilton was the first school district in the entire county to offer all-day, everyday kindergarten over 15 years ago at an investment of approximately $3 million annually. But 2014 will see a continuation of our commitment to early childhood. Through the Start Ready Committee, which is a partnership between the Hamilton Community Foundation, our school district, and local preschools, together we will increase the number of students served and thereby increase their readiness to start school. Innovation. 2014 will be a very exciting year for our high school students. New courses, as others have mentioned, are being continually examined because we know that we need to prepare our students differently to be college and career ready. For those seeking additional ways to earn college credit while they're still in high school, we'll expand our dual enrollment opportunities through a partnership with the Butler County Educational Service Center. New electives are being studied and planned: 21st century texts, forensic science, entrepreneurship, and web programming, just to name a few. Also, for those students who may be credit deficient or may need additional academic support, We see expanded online learning opportunities and electronic classes. Security. The district safety committee implemented a new photo ID system, so every person who walks through the doors of our schools will have to show their ID. The district has committed to covering the cost of fingerprinting for all volunteers who work in the building. And Alice, a new safety training program, has been put into place for all students and staff. Communication. Last spring, we commissioned a community survey because we wanted to learn more and know more about how the community views the school district. The results affirmed high levels of public trust and confidence and satisfaction, and they pinpointed continuing to improve education as their top priority. We've also expanded communication through the increased use of social media, our website, Facebook, and Twitter. Accountability, a big word in education these days. Our district is committed to improvement. We will meet the goal of at least 1 year's academic growth in a year's time, regardless of a student's background. We will benchmark our academic progress in critical areas: early childhood, third grade reading, fourth grade math, students leaving the ninth grade with sufficient credits, high school graduation, and post-high school success. You know, there's no question that urban school districts and urban communities face unique demographic challenges. Our work as a community or a school district is not easy, but we are committed to addressing our students' needs and preparing all students to be college, career, and life ready. So going forward, we must ensure that our improvement strategies are targeted enough to improve the state report card, and yet broad enough to create the intellectual capital so necessary for success in this community. The bond between our community and our school district, we believe, is a sacred trust, one that has a very rich history of mutual support. As the superintendent of the Hamilton City School District, I see 2014 as a great year of opportunity, where the sacred trust and partnerships are upheld, improved, and strengthened. In closing, I challenge all of us, each person in this room, to come together in new, fresh, and committed ways to reignite that same sense of passion, energy, and excitement that we had 12 years ago, when we committed to leaving no child behind and truly making education our top community priority. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce my colleague and a friend, Dr. Michael Pratt. I had his title written as Dean of Miami University Regional Campuses, but in hearing someone reference it today, I believe it's also Associate Provost and Dean. So welcome, Dr. Pratt.
Thank you, Janet, and hello, everybody. Like my colleagues ahead, I want to thank Kenny and Lee and Lou and their respective organizations for arranging this event and giving us the opportunity to talk about education in our community and giving me the opportunity to talk about Miami University Hamilton. We've got a strong contingent of administrators from the campus here today, and you guys want to stand up real quickly and not take too much of my time. So Miami University is in the midst of our first winter term, which runs from January 2nd through January 25th. The winter term provides our students with opportunities to enrich their academic experiences with options for studying abroad, completing a workshop, conducting individual research, or working with a faculty member, completing an internship, or taking an additional on-campus or online course. Miami's the first public university in Ohio to offer this type of a winter term, and we are off to a good start on the regional campuses. We have 507 students enrolled in winter term courses, 581 classes. Some students are taking more than one course. About 70% of these are enrolled in online courses, and the rest are face-to-face hybrid courses or study abroad. Now we have all the pieces in place, and the Hamilton campus, as was mentioned earlier, is now home to Miami's new College of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences. That's one of 6 academic divisions at Miami University. The others are the College of Arts and Science, the big dog, the College of Education, Health and Society, the Farmer School of Business, another big dog, the College of Engineering and Computing, and the College of Creative Arts. The university, in reorganizing our college, changed the names of many of the other academic divisions. So we really look very differently, at least in name, than we did this time last year. I would also say that the College of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences, the activities on the regional campuses, we are the second biggest unit in terms of budget within the university, and we are the second biggest unit in terms of the number of students within the university. The Hamilton campus enrollment for fall semester was 3,861. Middletown had 2,198, and combined the regional campuses serve more than 6,000 students. We don't know our spring enrollment numbers, and we won't know them for a few more weeks because our next semester doesn't really start until January 27th due to the insertion of the winter term. But it's full speed ahead for us now. We're building new bachelor degree programs to be offered exclusively through our college. Our administrators, faculty, and staff are working to identify degrees which meet the needs of area, business, and industry, and meet the regional workforce needs. These new programs will give Hamilton area students more opportunities to start and finish at Miami Hamilton with a 4-year Miami University degree at regional campus tuition rates. If there is one thing that I would like you to take away from my remarks today, it is that Miami Hamilton is now a 4-year institution. More than a third of our students are starting here and finishing here. We want and we expect that percentage to increase significantly in the years to come. The vast majority of our students, 80+%, say that they come to Miami Hamilton to find a bachelor's degree. And many have expressed an interest in going further to pursue a master's degree or even doctoral work. And we now have 5 bachelor degree programs on the regional campuses: nursing, engineering technology with concentrations in mechanical, electromechanical, and computer and electrical engineering, integrative studies with 13 concentrations, including organizational leadership, which is by far the most popular on our campuses, computer and information technology with a major in health information technology, which involves hospitals, doctors' offices, clinics, and so on, moving from paper to a system of secure electronic health records, and criminal justice, which prepares students for in-demand careers in the U.S. criminal justice system, including law enforcement, corrections, courts, and private security. The College of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences also leads Miami University in terms of online course offerings and the number of students taking online courses, and we are aggressively expanding that in a number of directions. Our plan is to have 2 more bachelor degrees available by the fall of 2014, forensic science and investigations, and civic and regional development. The Ohio Board of Regents, which is a governing body for higher education in the state, has approved our letters of intent to develop those degrees, and proposals have gone through all the university committees and will be considered for approval by the Miami University Senate later this month and by the Board of Trustees after that. Then it goes to the state, and we hope that we'll get approval from the state in time to offer both of those degrees in the fall. We're in the early stages of developing master degree programs in criminal justice and nursing to be offered at Miami's Hamilton and Middletown campuses. And we expect those to come online in the next 2 years, and we have about 3 or 4 other degrees that are in the works, scheduled to also come online beginning in the next couple of years. Of course, we will continue to offer the Global Miami Plan and the first 2 years of many Oxford campus majors on the Middletown and Hamilton campuses, and our students will still have the opportunity to relocate and move to Oxford and complete the degrees that are offered over there. I want to say something about Miami's Global Miami Plan. This is really something special. It's the university-wide requirement, general education requirement, that focuses on important areas such as thinking critically, understanding context, engaging with other learners, reflecting, and acting. Miami's Global Miami Plan is one of the things that sets us apart from other institutions of higher learning, and is probably the main reason why Miami always rates in the top 3 or 4 public universities nationally for educating undergraduates. That education prepares our students for on-the-job success and a lifetime of civic responsibility. The Global Miami Plan, the general education, provides students with the soft skills and the sense of responsibility that so many employers are asking for and see lacking in the workforce. And we think we do a very good job of that, and all of our Miami Hamilton graduates will also have taken that same program that all the Oxford graduates take. One of our current students, Aubrey Pitts, who's a criminal justice major, was recently quoted as saying, "You go to Miami to be successful, you leave Miami to be amazing." That pretty much sums it up for me. We want our students not only to be productive, valued employees or employers, as the case may become. We want them to be active in their communities as part of their Miami experience throughout their lifetime. Our mission at Miami Hamilton is tied directly to job growth and economic development, and having the new College of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences gives us greater flexibility to respond to changing conditions in those sectors, both locally and regionally. As one of the larger employers in the city, we continue to expand and deepen our many community partnerships, and will continue our 45-year tradition as an educational, cultural, and economic leader in Hamilton. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about Miami University Hamilton, and I would like to call to the stage Lou Robinson, President of the Kiwanis of Lindenwold. Lou?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming out on this chilly day for our impressive red carpet luncheon. And now, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks to each and every one of you for your attendance today, and please drive safely to your next destination. Thank you.